Hello students, we are going to continue with the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare, and today's topic is use of microorganisms in sewage treatment plants. So you know what is sewage? Sewage is the waste which comes out from the houses, from the industries, okay, which contain maximum amount of organic content. So we say the content or the waste which include maximum organic matter, that is considered as the sewage, and this sewage is treated in sewage treatment plants. Okay, so this sewage, it contains a lot of impurities, because though it is a waste, it contains the water containing the maximum waste materials. Okay, so how this sewage is treated and that water is purified and is used for different purposes. So that all complete process we will discuss now. First of all, in sewage treatment plant, the first process that is done, that is the physical treatment. Physical treatment, or we call it as a primary treatment, okay, because it is a physical process, no other any such activity is done, no treatment, no treatment is done, no chemicals are added for purification. It is just simply removal of large impurities, and these impurities may be like polythene bags, or we call it as plastic bags, then glass, broken glass, bottles, plastic materials, any toys, then soil, rocks part or stone, whatever these heavy materials which are there in the water or in the sewage, these are removed. Now how it is removed? It is the removal of these impurities is done by using a wire gaze. What we are using over here? Wire gaze. This is also called as mesh. Okay, through which the complete sewage water is transferred, so that the maximum quantity which is insoluble, it comes out and is removed from the complete sewage. So this is called as the primary treatment, or we call it as a physical process, in which no microorganisms, no other treatment is done, only simply indissolved, okay, undissolved substances, they are removed through a physical process, that is by using a mesh or a wire gaze. Next is the secondary treatment. Now here we are going to discuss about the secondary treatment. After primary treatment, we say that when the waste is removed, when the solid impurities they are removed, then the remaining liquid of the sewage, that is called as effluent. It is called as primary effluent, and this primary effluent is passed to the aeration tanks. Why they are called as aeration tanks? Because they are supplied with air. Okay, and this air, so what will happen when this primary effluent is passed into the large tanks, and these large tanks, they are called as aeration tanks. The aeration tank, the word aeration is meant for, that is supply of air. Okay, so air is supplied in the effluent, and when the air is supplied, the complete effluent is agitated or rotated with a machine, so that air is completely mixed in the complete effluent. Okay, so we call it, next is a mechanical agitation is done, that is mixing of the air is done through a machine. Then what will happen? Air is completely present in the complete sufficient supply of air is there, oxygen is there. So this organic content, because in primary effluent organic content is maximum, okay, and as well as maximum organisms are also there, microorganisms are there, we call it as bacteria are there. So what will happen? The supply of air increases the activities of these bacteria. So it provides the suitable environment for the growth of the aerobic microorganisms, and these microorganisms, when they grow, they forms the flux. That means bacteria along with the fungus, they form a mesh-like structure or a net-like structure, and this complete structure is called as flock. Okay. Now these flocks, they act on the organic content, and when this organic content is degraded, that means organic matter is reduced. When this organic matter is reduced, BOD also decreases. That means biological oxygen demand is also decreased, because organic content is decreased, supply of food is decreased. So what will happen? The supply of oxygen or the requirement of the oxygen for degradation of organic matter, that also decreases. So we say that BOD, that is biological oxygen demand. Biological oxygen demand also decreases. And after that, the complete effluent, when this BOD is decreased, after that complete effluent is passed through another tank that we call as the settling tank. Okay, in settling tank, what will happen? These fungal filaments or the flocks, they settle at the bottom of the settling tank. So we say that flocks settle down. Flocks settle down. And now next, from the settling tank, the effluent is carried forward for further process. Now here in the settling tank, when the effluent is passed into the settling tank, what will happen? Bacterial flocks, okay, they settle down, and the complete sediment, it is called as activated sludge. Okay, active this one, bacterial flocks, they settle, and the sediment is called as activated sludge. Out of this complete activated sludge, a part of this activated sludge is carried or it is preserved, okay, so that it can be used in aeration tank when further further treatment is done. During that time, a part of the activated sludge is used as an inoculum in aeration tank. Now you know what is inoculum? Inoculum means small part or a small portion is left behind, or it is separated out, or it is we say that it is left, which can be used further. For example, at your home also, okay, at home when we set the milk into curd, so during that time what will happen? We add a part or very small portion of a curd into the milk, so that the milk can be converted into curd, okay, because the small portion of the curd contains some bacteria, that is lactic acid bacteria, which acts on the lactose sugar of the milk and convert the milk into curd. In the same way, that small portion is what? Small portion of curd, that is the inoculum. In the same way, the small part of the activated sludge is kept, so that it can be used as inoculum for further process in the aeration tank. Okay. So then activated sludge is passed through the digester, activated sludge digesters, where anaerobic conditions are provided, and anaerobic microorganisms, they act on the sludge and digest the bacteria and the fungi which is present in the content or in the sediment. When these bacteria and fungi, they are digested, okay, what will happen? A gas is released, the combination of gases released, that is biogas, that is methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. So these gases are released, they are the biogas, so it is used, and the remaining component means now what is left? We have the water without the organic content, okay, and that water is, or we call as the effluent, it is released into the rivers and streams. So here the water of the